Hey y'all, Moses here. In today's video, we have what I believe to be the final update in the pro player cheating scandal saga that we've been dealing with over the last couple of weeks. Finally, we have received a competitive ruling for the major European teams, as well as the other implicated players throughout the ban wave that have not been addressed yet by the PUBG esports team. We have a very long twit longer to go over and a couple of other conclusions that have been reached in today's video. So without further ado, let's get started. The sponsor for today's video is Massdrop. I've been using these little EDC3 headphones for a couple of months now. I've taken them all over the world. I'm not sure if you can see them quite there. I don't want you to see my stuff. There we go, EDC3. I love these things. They can plug into any airplane. They're great for in-flight movies. They've got great noise isolating designs, and I just love the sound. They're compact. They fold up really nicely. They've got a tangle-free cable. Love these things. I've taken them all over the world, like I said. So get yourself a pair. Check out the link down in the description below. Thank you to Massdrop, one of the longest sponsors I've ever had. Let's move on. Well, here we are. It is January 7th, 2019, and it is a day that will go down in which a bunch of players get banned for cheating. That's basically what's happened. Well, they were already banned, but they've confirmed to be guilty through a very long post by the PUBG esports team in Europe. So I'm going to go through the summary, the names. I'm going to try and keep it as concise as possible. So let's jump right in. So the competitive ruling is that for the following players: Avalon, Smitty, Papaya, Cabacao, Texas, Sid, Swacker, Zupa, Hulo, Sezco, THZ, and Steph. They have all been confirmed to be guilty in a multitude of ways. So let's jump into the summary as stated here by the PUBG esports team. Through a global investigation of currently active competitive PUBG players, we discovered that 10 players have received in-game bans due to the usage of unauthorized programs, the type of which has been severely damaging to the integrity of the game of PUBG. We verified that the evidence for every ban is indeed conclusive, and there is no grounds to assume that any of the banned accounts had been hijacked or borrowed at the time the unauthorized program was used. Among the 10 banned players, the logs also indicate that 6 of them utilized the same unauthorized program in online professional matches. The 6 players who have been convicted of using the unauthorized program in professional games, in addition to public games, will be issued a 3-year suspension. The 4 players who were convicted in public games, but not in any professional matches, will be issued a 2-year suspension. 2 members of SDF will also be receiving a 3-year suspension on the grounds that they were fully knowledgeable about their teammates using an unauthorized program during PEL qualifiers. SDF will lose its Contenders League spot. However, the organization will be permitted to join any subsequent event with an entirely new roster, since we have no suspicion the organization was aware of the cheating activities by the players. Just a quick note, SDF doesn't have an organization. Their name is actually saying that they don't have a home. So there's like no fixed address, essentially, is what it means. Regardless. So now we move on to the juicy bits for Red Diamonds and the Knights. Red Diamonds will retain their PEL spot only if they replace Sid with another player. We have no knowledge that Sid or any other team member used an unauthorized program during PEL qualifiers. Pittsburgh Knights will retain their PEL spot only if they replace Texas with another player. The Knights did not play in PEL qualifiers because they were directly invited, and we have no knowledge that any of their players used an unauthorized program in any professional match. In the future, before any official esports competition, all participating players will go through a comprehensive background check on all their accounts, and any player with incriminating evidence of having used an unauthorized program will be suspended and prevented from competing. Okay, that was a lot of words. I'm sorry I had to hit you with that verbal text wall right out of the gate, but that's kind of the housing. This is the framework of what I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to quickly unpack some of these things. The first is that good riddance. I'm super happy that all of these bans have been confirmed to be legitimate. There was this kind of worry behind the scenes that these bans would be somehow construed as false, or all this hubbub would be for nothing. But of course, it has been proven through investigation that these are all true. Now let's get to the important parts, which is Red Diamonds and Pittsburgh Knights. Real quick opinion, and this is something I'm going to actually yank off the back of this announcement. I haven't gotten to it yet, but they basically indicated through PUBG esports team that they only focused on PUBG sanctioned events and most likely within the last couple of months. So they don't have non-PUBG Corp sanctioned, or well, non-PUBG Corp run events like PGL, the previous Star Ladders, other potential opportunities where Knights players or the Red Diamonds players could have cheated to qualify. They did not look at those matches. So in this case, they essentially don't have the entire scope of what Texas has done or Sid has done through their entire PUBG career. With that said, the chances that specifically about Texas that he only cheated in public games and never cheated in competitive games, unlikely. Unlikely. But their ruling is that Pittsburgh Knights will retain their spot. Now, some are a little bit upset that, NA teams are losing their spots, whereas these guys are keeping them. I think there's a couple of factors at play. The first is that logistically, PEL is very, very close. Getting these teams and these players into Germany, getting the housing set up, media creation, all this different stuff is a factor for sure. It's not probably an overriding factor, but it was probably considered that things are so close that jumbling up the logistics and getting two new teams would probably be more damaging than anything else. Also, the fact that the Knights players, knowing Texas as I do, which I don't because he never says anything to me or literally anybody else, that he was probably not the one to gloat to others or to let people know that he was cheating. So for the Knights players, I think this is a good thing. And now to break up me talking, I want to show you the statement from the Pittsburgh Knights CEO, Leonix.
Hey PUBG community, Leonix here. Just wanted to be transparent about the situation and speak to you directly. On December 19th, the Knights received notification from PUBG Corp that they would commence an investigation on one of our players because he had recently been flagged in a ban wave. We were fully cooperative and were immediate to act. Today, January 7th, we were informed that player is banned from competitive play for 2 years. In light of that news, we are releasing this player from our organization. I want to stress that Voxic, Drayden, Kramer, and management were fully unaware of our forced use of third-party programs. PUBG Corp has verified to us that these programs were only used in public games and not in a professional setting. However, the Knights have a zero-tolerance policy for cheating even in public games. We are disappointed by the actions and poor judgment of the banned player. We want to thank PUBG Corp and StarLadder for continuing to recognize the past achievements of our 3 players. These past few weeks have been intense for our players, including myself, but we have definitely been entertained by you guys, and here's a compilation of our favorite memes that you guys made. Thanks for the support.
Change my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Love so hard to find.
we got him.
Okay, so moving on past the Pro League stuff, I want to talk again about our good friend THZ. This is a guy I covered in the very first video. He was also named as one of the banned players in the list, and he has also received a 3-year suspension, considering that, at least in StarLadder's words, that the promotion and encouragement of the use of cheats in a team environment is as bad as cheating yourself. Something that I completely agree with, so kudos to StarLadder and PUBG for the following. Our continued investigation on the players in other regions revealed that a total of 10 players have been banned in-game due to their detected use of unauthorized software during a game of PUBG. The full list of banned players are everyone I just said, including THZ. Now, I don't remember exactly if he was ever banned in-game. I'm not sure if this is a mix-up or not, but it doesn't matter. He might as well have been banned in-game for how much of a hand he had in this. Now, THZ, he's been on streaming. He has been summarily banning anyone who mentions the cheating scandal in his chat, of course, because if you're going to have an echo chamber, you can't have any people spreading dissent in there. So as THZ has just been going on with his merry life, a lot of the French community, specifically within the pro community, have come to me saying that this is not fair, and I completely agree. So something that was noted in this ruling, again, a little bit further on, that players affected by an esports suspension due to the usage of an unauthorized program will also lose the status as a PUBG partner. THZ is a PUBG partner. He has skins in the game. I did talk about this in the past. He participated in Broadcast Royale. There's no mention of what's going to happen with his skins. They're no longer for sale anyway, but I think they should be scrubbed from the game. I mean, it's just one of those things where having your connection to this player who encouraged his teammates to cheat is a coward and refuses to take any sort of accountability for his actions other than some weak ass apologies now and again, should just have all of those benefits, scrubbed from the game. I don't know if they can do anything about getting the money back from him or anything like that. I don't know that side of things. Regardless, I just wanted to underline that THZ is just as guilty as anyone who used radar of anybody here. And he is definitely the most front-facing player outside of probably Texas in this list. Same thing goes with Papaya, who retired. Smitty has been saying he's innocent since the ban wave came out, and that a few people also that didn't even make this list, they're so irrelevant, have been stating that they were hacked and that people broke into their account to cheat on it and then give it back. Just a bunch of knuckleheads, really. So, I mean, essentially, I'm going to leave a link to this ruling down below. I don't want to get through everything, but justice has been served. The slate has been cleared. There is some questions about the nature of how this punishment was handed out, but I'm of the belief that we should just move on. PEL is right around the corners. NPL starts literally today. So I encourage you to get out that and watch that. Support PUBG esports. Don't let this get you down on the overall PUBG esports landscape. Get out there, support the teams, watch it. And of course, you can watch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/wtfmoses when I'm not casting these things. And you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/wtfmoses. I think this is going to be the last one in this saga unless anything else comes up. But regardless, thank you guys for following along with me while I've made these videos. Your support and sharing of these videos has been tremendous. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you out there.